Is facing more than a dozen charges for felony theft. This story from the Castgram. 43-year-old Samuel Belanti worked as a finance manager at a car dealership in Plattsmouth. He quit working there in September, and then in October, the CFO called police after finding what he believed was evidence of theft. Belanti is accused of taking cash payments in car deal transactions and not turning the money over to the dealership. The total loss is estimated to be nearly $100,000. Belanti was arrested last month and has bonded out of jail.